Whitestone is an excellent starting point for exploring a variety of East Tennessee attractions. The Lost Sea, the world's biggest underwater lake, is located in neighboring Sweetwater, Tennessee, and is one of my favorites. Craighead Caverns is a huge network of caverns that includes an underground source of water. The first European settlers found this cave system, which contained multiple large chambers, in the 1820s. The caverns were previously utilized by the Cherokee people who lived in the region, according to artifacts unearthed subsequently. What is the Lost Sea all about? The caverns were found by settlers and were utilized for a variety of reasons at different eras. The caverns allowed good food storage due to the continuous subsurface temperature of 58 degrees. During the Civil War, Confederate troops extracted saltpeter from them to help in the creation of gunpowder, and one chamber was converted into a dance hall in the early 1900s. Moonshiners took use of the subterranean system for the clandestine manufacturing of their illicit goods. Ben Sands, a 13-year-old kid, discovered the Lost Sea in 1905 after wriggling through a tiny muddy aperture 300 feet down and finding himself in a chamber with a big lake. He flung mud balls into the darkness to see how big it was, but only got splashes in return. The visible portion of the Lost Sea has subsequently been found to measure 4.5 acres, but even contemporary technology has yet to analyze the immense expanses of the invisible body of water. Tours of this National Historic Landmark begin with a 34-mile round-trip trek into the caverns on a sloping trail, during which your guide explains the cave's rich history and geological formations. You board a glass-bottomed boat at the cave's bottom and explore the lake. The lake is 140 feet down, so returning might be a challenge, but the temperature is usually a pleasant 58 degrees. Daily trips take around 1 hour and 15 minutes. Greater than read, is traveling a hobby? The ultimate guide to an exciting way of life. Greater than learn about the downsides of traveling as a hobby. What is the depth of Tennessee's Lost Sea? It is known as the Lost Sea and draws roughly 2,000 people every day from all over the globe. A 140-foot deep American marvel lies deep in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, some 50 miles south of Knoxville. WHO owns Tennessee's Lost Sea? Mr. George Kyle purchased the site in 1915 and was the first to think of constructing the cave for public use. In the big room, a dance floor was erected, and cockfights were held in the same room. Craighead Caverns is around 25 miles from Choctaw, the Cherokee Nation's ancient capital. Can you swim in the Lost Sea? Is it possible to swim in the Lost Sea? No, but a glass-bottom boat ride over America's largest underground lake is included in your Lost Sea adventure trip. It's an extraordinary experience since the cave and the lake are lighted with muted-colored lights. Is it possible to fish in Tennessee's Lost Sea? Fishing is not allowed, incidentally. Divers have uncovered an even greater sequence of chambers totally filled with water under the tranquil waters of the 4.5-acre lake. So far, more than 13 acres of water have been plotted, but the lake's end is yet to be discovered. The water temperature in the Lost Sea is a constant 54 degrees. Its visible extent above water is 800 feet long and 220 feet broad. The exact extent of the damage is unknown below. Rainbow trout have been placed in the lake, however, fishing is prohibited. What is the duration of the Lost Sea tour? 1 hour and 15 minutes roughly. You will enjoy a boat trip on the Lost Sea, America's largest underground lake, at the cave's bottom. Tours are available every day of the year, except Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. The tour will last around 1 hour and 15 minutes. How deep is the Missing Sea's water? Its size is unclear, but its top chamber has water that spans 4.5 acres at depths of 70 feet and is fed by various subsurface sources. As innumerable tour goers have pointed out to the Lost Sea's extremely patient tour guides, this is a freshwater lake, not a saltwater sea. Are you capable of diving the Forgotten Sea? There hasn't been much scientific investigation since the finding. Despite this, diving activities in the system have contributed an additional 1,500 feet of known depth to one of the lake's underwater channels. Is a mask required for Lost Sea adventure? No masks are necessary. These individuals respect freedom of choice. It's refreshing to see a company stick to the facts and let the public decide. What is the purpose of the Lost Sea adventure? The adventure of the Lost Sea. The caves include the country's biggest subterranean lake as well as an enormous collection of anchorites, cave flowers. A guided tour to the cave's bottom is followed by a boat trip on the lake. The Lost Sea is a national natural landmark in the United States.